Well, first at 4, new developments in that shooting that injured 8 people on Hilton Head Island on the 4th of July.
This morning, the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office arrested a 6th suspect in that shooting. 22-year-old Amarion Riley of Ridgeland was arrested this morning by BCSO and the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. Riley was one of 8 people injured in the shooting on Coligny Beach and was identified as a suspect during the investigation. Riley is being charged with possession of a machine gun and aggravated breach of peace. Riley joins 5 other suspects behind bars. 18-year-old Jaden Howes and 17-year-olds Marcelo Royal and Quasiar Davis and Christopher Capers, who were all arrested shortly after the shooting. 22-year-old Jacob Johnson, who was arrested yesterday. And those 5 suspects facing a variety of charges ranging from aggravated breach of peace to attempted murder. The investigation into the shooting is far from over. Anyone with information is asked to call the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office at 843-255-3436.
Police in Savannah investigating after an overnight shooting left 1 person dead, 3 others injured. SPD responded to the scene in the 1000 block of West Broad Court at 11:50 last night after a ShotSpotter report. When officers arrived, they found 4 victims with gunshot wounds. 1 of those died at the scene. The other 3 taken to the hospital. 1 of those remains in critical condition. Now, Savannah police say their initial investigation points to the shooting being a target attack. No arrests have been made. Anyone with information, please call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020. Got much more on this story coming up on News 3 at 5 and 6.
There are new developments in a murder case in Bloomingdale. The suspect was just 16 years old at the time. News 3 has learned the trial has been delayed because of discovery of new evidence. Franklin James Jr. is accused of killing 17-year-old Antonio Thornton Jr. in December of last year at Magnolia Lane Apartments. James's trial was scheduled to start today, but attorneys asked for a delay, citing new evidence. Now the trial is set for October 9th. News 3 has learned Franklin James Jr. is the brother of a suspect in the Oglethorpe Mall shooting. They share the same name.
And a Chatham County grand jury has now handed down indictments in 2 local murder cases. Quadramel Williams, he's accused of causing the deaths of 2 other people in a car crash as he was fleeing from police. Investigators say it happened on April 23rd when he didn't stop at a red light on Pennsylvania Avenue, then hit the driver's side of another vehicle hard enough to eject both victims from that car. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Williams now charged with 2 counts of felony murder, fleeing police, and possession of a controlled substance. And the suspect in an April murder case also been indicted. 41-year-old Robert Johnson turned himself into the GBI on April 24th in connection to the murder of 39-year-old Paige Lewis earlier that month. Johnson's being charged with murder, aggravated assault, tampering with evidence, and possession of a firearm during a felony.
You may notice more police officers patrolling highways next week. That is because of a coordinated speed enforcement operation. It returns for the 9th year on Monday. Operation Southern Slowdown brings together law enforcement agencies in Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Florida, and Tennessee for a week of education and enforcement. Officers will focus patrols on interstates and major highways, watching for drivers who are speeding and driving aggressively. Now, the goal: encourage drivers to slow down before a crash happens. Federal data shows nearly 30% of all traffic deaths nationwide in 2024 were speed-related, and 1 in 5 fatal crashes across these 5 southern states involved speeding. The 2025 operation produced a lot of activity. Officers issued more than 52,000 speeding citations and warnings.
Got continuing coverage now in that case of the Savannah State baseball player currently in Immigrations and Custom Enforcement custody. Now we're getting some clarity now on why 22-year-old Johan Sandoval was actually detained. It comes from his attorney, who says Sandoval's arrest is a result of a mix-up that he didn't have a hand in.
Is about a school transfer paperwork issue that involves a federal system that the federal government and universities interact with, called SEVIS. That federal law places in the hands of school officials, not students. He remained continuously enrolled as a full-time student and was never informed by either school or the government that there was any problem with his status. He learned of the issue for the first time when ICE detained him.
Now, Jeha told us that the visa mishap happened during Sandoval's transfer to SSU, and that arresting him as the first approach in this case is, quote, beyond overkill.
Now one of Sandoval's loved ones is speaking out. His future mother-in-law says the 22-year-old did nothing wrong and his detainment is unfair. Lynn Tiberio says she was there when Sandoval was arrested on July 3rd in Clifton Park, New York. She said he stayed calm and cooperated with agents. Since the arrest, Tiberio says Johan has been staying in a detention center hours away from the family in upstate New York. We're told when he first arrived, he was sleeping on the floor. His loved ones say the entire situation is grossly unfair.
He is living the American dream, what our immigration system was meant to be, to help somebody do, to become, he's a productive member of society who did everything correct. And he is being punished like he is some gang member or some murderer, and he's being held at the same accountability as that. When they're roaming the streets.
We'll have more on the Sandoval case coming up on News 3 at 6.
And Savannah State's president has shared an update on Sandoval. Dr. Jermaine Worrell says he's, quote, in good spirits and deeply appreciative of the prayers, messages of encouragement, and unwavering support he's gotten from Tiger Nation and the broader community. Dr. Worrell adding that the university leadership is hopeful for a positive resolution.
And Sandoval's family has started a GoFundMe page to help raise money to pay for his legal fees like bond and representation. So far, more than $35,000 has been raised. If you would like to donate, we do have a link, and you can find that by going to our website, wsav.com.
It's a new start for Beaufort's waterfront. Now the city looking for the right people to help start the big job. After 40-plus years, the Henry C. Chambers Waterfront Park needs major repairs. The promenade's been closed since last summer as pilings and soil below it have begun to fail, making it unsafe. A committee was formed. An option to rebuild and raise the park service was chosen. Now Beaufort looking for a team of people to plan what the future of this waterfront will look like.
Obviously, we need to raise the platform from what it is today to build that resiliency into the project. So then how do we transition from potentially that higher elevation into the park? So there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of elements. That's why, again, it's so important to have this multidisciplinary team come together and really solve this problem for us.
The request for qualification opens on August 15th, and Clausen expects a variety of engineering firms to apply. Then it should take 12 to 18 months to get that design and start the permitting process. In all, the project's expected to cost between $50 and $70 million. City still working on funding for that full waterfront reset.
Long County officials say they have decreased their outstanding debt by over $5 million in just 6 months. County Manager Shane Richardson says they were in the red to the tune of $6.5 million due to misuse of funds from previous county leaders as well as loans. He says the amount of carryover debt was intimidating when he took over the position in January. Richardson tells News 3 he was able to decrease the owed amount by 85% by using a tax revenue and not borrowing short-term funds.
The main message is we can't change what happened in the past. All we can do is pay this debt down, get back on track, and be fiscally responsible in the future with new procurement policies, and just move forward. As far as the judicial system and the money that was lost and stuff, that'll all come out in time.
And Richardson says the county will continue to be transparent with their debt thermometer. The total the county still owes is just under $1 million. He says discussions on how and when it will be paid are still underway.